Morning, friends. This is GB Shivkumar again, and thanks for the continuous support and thanks for subscribing my videos and my channel and giving likes and sharing the videos with your friends. Right? Thanks, thanks for our friends and thanks for everyone who are watching my videos. And today, as a part of the video session, actually, I would like to discuss about the SAP for the mill industry. Okay, so whatever actually say bolts and net preparation, or a steel structure, or a kind of wood manufacturing industries, or a steel manufacturing, iron and steel, and say whatever rubber product industries or anything actually say steel rolling industries and then actually cable manufacturing industries, those are coming under the mill components or mill product industries, right? So mill product companies objective is to deliver the profitable growth without over exploiting the environment, right? Without disturbing the environment by running collaborative supply chains, optimizing manufacturing, and offering best-in-class customer experiences. So these are the main objectives or main role of this SAP mill industry, right? SAP for mill industry. So mill industry can leverage all the expectations by implementing SAP S/4HANA in their manufacturing locations, right? So next we are moving to SAP S/4HANA's, right? Actually, main introduction to in the mill industry. So SAP S/4HANA is an entirely a new generation of SAP business suite that is characterized by simplification, massively increased efficiencies, and compelling features such as planning and simulation options in many conventional transactions. SAP S/4HANA goal or signals a move away from the transactional system that merely records. I mean transactional system in the sense compared to the GUI system. Now we have Fury, all are as a kind of a Fury launchpads, right? Like Tails. So that merely records the data toward giving end users active decision support in real time that is based on data from both internal and external sources. So in this video, we will summarize the key challenges in the mill industry and also its unique characteristics which are more specific to mill industry business process to be considered when implementing SAP in the mill industry, and then solution part. What are the SAP's mill industry solution covers which areas, benefits, and we are going to talk about return on investment and futures of mill industry in coming future by implementing SAP S/4HANA in their locations, right? So next, what are the key business challenges in the mill industry, right? So extensive variation of product attributes leading to complex stock keeping units and unit of measurement management and everything, and less visibility and control over day-to-day mill operations. High specific and customized customer requirements, rising operating and material costs along with reducing operations, demands uncertainty and variability. Response to customer requirement needs immediately realignment of product schedule and stock interchange. So decision on procurement process for the finished goods, that is within the in-house subcontracting direct purchase, depends on the available capacity, raw material availability, and setup changeover cost. Non-standardization of process across global locations, right? So these are the main business challenges. I mean, nowadays business mill industry is facing, right? So we need to override all these problems. So mill industry will have more specific characteristics or futures which need to be considered before going to the solution part of implementation, right? Definitely, each industry will have a specific solution, and in particular, mill industry will have a lot of characteristics, internal or unified characteristics that separates from other part of line of business. First thing, class and characteristics. So different branches of mill industry have in common that they work with a very large number of characteristics and material variants. So because actually we have different materials, different applications, whether steel can be manufactured as a block or as screws and bolt or steel sheets or steel pipes. A lot of things are there. In addition, the materials used in the previously mentioned industries are primarily oriented towards areas, for instance, paper, cloth, or films, or towards a length, for instance, cables or pipes. The material properties described by means of configuration characteristics must be considered along with the entire supply chain. Okay, owing to the strong affinity to the variant configurations, the industry solutions require enhancements of the SAP S/4HANA standard, and it provides additional functionality that is useful for variant manufacturers. The original standard functionality is still available and ready for use. In the mill industry, the variant diversity is practically unlimited because typically the dimension of the coils must be modeled as a characteristics. For example, length, width, and size can have virtually have any value within the technical limits. It's almost impossible and not useful to model each of these attributes as a fully configured variant. Okay, we cannot leverage all this. I can say length, width, and size into one virtual thing, which is very, I mean, beyond the technical scope of limits, right? So it's almost impossible and not useful to model each of these attributes and make it as a single protocol prototype, right? That is not possible. It's a full configured variant, okay? Based on the client end user requirement, we need to go for the variant configuration, right? So the configured material is useful if the material have many combination of attributes that go into a product. It means different permutations and combinations of the attributes for the same material. In case we maintain a unique material code for each combination, then we require many material numbers. Configurable materials may be used in such a case where the user maintains just one generic product code. Say example, in the pump manufacturing or motor manufacturing, we have different diversified usage and different dimensions, different measurements. So we need to go for variant configuration, right? The horizontal shaft or vertical shaft or centrifugal applications or reciprocating motor applications. A lot of configurations or parameters or requirement is required. So based on that, the variant configuration determines, right? So we need to go for variant configuration. So these are called configurable material using variant configuration. So maybe used in such in a case where user maintains just one generic product code, right? So typically configurable material is used in a made to order environment. However, frequently ordered configurations may be planned with a material variant which needs to have a material master record. Thus, material variants may have stock and value. Okay. In variant configuration, class is used to hold the characteristics. I mean, the class is nothing but a collection of characteristics that describe a configurable material. By linking the class to the configurable material, we allow the material to be configured using the characteristics of the class. So next, fast delay entry in sales orders, production orders, purchase orders, and goods receipt. Fast data entry functionality can be used to speed up the sales orders, goods receipt, and purchase orders. Purchase orders creations when using configurable materials or material variants. Fast data entry functionality enables characteristic value assignments to be entered within the sales order. From the initial screen. Fast data entry functionality is a special screen allows you to easily enter the characteristic value during the purchase order and goods receipt creations. Okay. In the past, the user always had to go for characteristic value assignment screen in order to assign values to the characteristics of the material or the batch. This function lets the user enter the item data and characteristics values in a single screen. This allows the user to enter items much more efficiently, particularly items with pre-configured materials or material variants for which only a small number of characteristics value need to be assigned. Then actually comes to the batch information cockpit as a criteria, right? As a unique criteria for the mill industry. Batch information cockpit, simply called BAC, that is, and the related transaction is BMPC, right? For batch information cockpit, we are using BMPC transaction. Is used to search for inventory by attributes. Example, individual length greater than 50 meter or less than 50 meter, and display batches and batch inventory with length and other characteristics as a matter of consideration for the batch information cockpit. We need to define all these characteristics in the information cockpit. Batch information cockpit is a batch, reports provides data by plant, material, and batches. These reports also provide data for all batch classifications and changes. The batch that is BMBC transaction also provides the user with batch traceability, right? So it will help you to track the batch from where or where it is located, how it is moved. So everything can be tracked using the BMSC transaction. So we have the traceability matrix is there. The batch information cockpit BAC is a transaction that combines use and analysis of batch information in a single location, right? And BAC allows the user to select batches, display all information regarding the batch, access follow-up transactions, and use the batch work list. And now actually we have the original batch, the origin of batch. The user can also use an original batch to store the original attributes, that mean attributes means characteristics of a production lot or a procurement lot, by creating the batch directly for a production order item or a purchase order item. The user can also use a original batches to store these attributes of a material that do not change throughout the production process. Using batch derivation for batch data, the user can also pass on the characteristics from the original batch to the inventory managed batches. Original batches are connected to the batch where used list and batch information cockpit, right? So this will be used for tracking the origin or original batch information. And next we are moving to combined production order processing. Okay, it's a characteristic, one of the characteristics, unique characteristics of the mill industry. In a certain segments of mill industry, including the steel, paper, textile, tools industry, and special purpose machinery sectors, the same operations are used to manufacture repetitive kind of repetition are used to manufacture the different products. So these operations may include a product, producing a melt, continuous casting, and hot and cold rolling, that is steel rolling, right? These operations before and after this identical operations are different for the different products. That may be, operation may be different for different products, but I can say the routine operation is maintained for the entire operations, right? So now actually we have seen actually say in case of steel rolling, steel rolling mills, right? We will melt and made it as a mold, right? A kind of a liquid kind of thing, and then and put to the casting rod and make a kind of structure, and then we will treat hot and cold rolling. We will take it to the hot and cold rolling. So the operation before and after these products are identical operations, right? Maybe identical or different for different products. Okay, that is what they are trying to say this steel, paper, textile, tools, and special purpose machine sectors, right? They have same operations are used to manufacture the different products. These operation may include producing a melt, continuous casting, and then hot and cold rolling. This operation before and after that, these are identical operations are different for the different products. The order combination functions allows a user to combine the sequence of identical operations in a consolidated production order. However, there are no systems restriction in regard to the combination of product orders within different header material, or the mix of make to order or empty make to stock orders are included. Okay, so the purpose of combined production order or a um, purchase order is mainly used because of combined order is created from two individual orders using the same operations and components. Then the confirmation and the goods issue are performed against a combined order. The goods receipt is performed against the individual orders. Cost of the combined order or settled to the individual order. Say this goods issue normally will do because we need to track which receipt has been done for the against which order, because the issue can be done with against the combined order, because actually based for example two more issues has been done when to be done for the one customer, then actually we can combine that and made as a single order to avoid complexity or avoid repeated activities and everything, right? So that we are combining that orders, okay, for only for goods issue, but goods receipt should be performed for the individual orders. So we can able to track for which purchase order we did goods receipt, for which production order we did goods receipt, right? So that we can understood and track and trace of material is possible. The cost of the combined order are settled to the individual orders. So now benefits. Combining machine process for the orders that run at the same time, for reduction is in setup times, setting the cost to the individual orders, right? So these are the main benefits of combined production order processing. And now let's move on to the customer information record. This function let's the user classify a material in the customer material info record in SD, right? And use it to define a material variant at a customer or a material level. Characteristics value assignment that user enters using this function can be passed on to the sales document items by the system, SAP system. User can also pass on the characteristics value assignment from the customer material info record to all sales document. The material for which a user want to create a customer material info record must be configurable. The class and characteristics the user want to use for classification of customer material info record must be permitted for class type 052, that is material customer info record, right? So this class value should be very important. So 052 which is maintained for the customer material customer info record, right? So that is that should be keep it in mind. So now next is info record. So this is for procurement. This function lets the user classify a material in the purchasing info record and use it to define a material variant at the vendor or material level. Okay. So the user can pass a characteristic value assignment from the purchasing info record to items of purchase requisition and purchase orders in case of MM. The material that the user want to classify in the purchasing info record must be configurable. So again, it depends on the type of material again the operation also depends, right? So all these characteristics, is specific because the mill industry normally dealing with the different size of material, different characteristics, different size of material, different character variant, right? So that is what actually those are called configurable materials. So variant configuration is important. Characteristic class definition is important. The class and characteristics the user want to use for classification of purchasing info record must be permitted for class type 057. So in case of material customer info record, actually it is 052, and in case of purchase info record, the class type is 057. The user can classify a material in the purchase info record at a vendor and material level. A different classification at the level of purchasing organization, plant or info record type is not possible. Okay, a different classification at the level of purchasing organization or plant or info record type is not possible. When the user create a purchase requisition or purchasing document item for the material, right? Say if they are creating a purchase requisition or a purchasing PO for a particular material, the characteristics value in the purchasing info record can be adapted and if necessary can be changed at the purchase requisition or purchase order document level, okay, item level for the material. So product unit and the single unit batch. Batches whose stock is a piece of unit of measure can only ever be 0 or 1. In certain industry sectors, it is necessary to identify materials or means of transportation using a unique number piece to track the particular transportation of material. The user can supply piece numbers for roll cores in the foil industry, paper rolls in the paper industry, and individual cable length in the cable industry. The user can map these item numbers as a single unit batches. There is then only one roll or piece per batch. Okay, during the various business process, for example during the cutting operation, there may be changes to the quantity of the single unit batch for this material. For this materials, okay, these changes in quantity however only affect the unaccountable units of measure such as meter, square meter, kilogram. The quantity in piece is always either 0 or 1. The use of single unit batches helps the user to ensure that the roll, which always represents one piece, is not inadvertently split into number or batches. Example, during the stock transfer or a partial withdrawals from the paper roll. This enables the user to ensure that roll is always a unique batch. Okay, a single unit batch differs from other batches is in as far as a single unit of batch indicator is set in the relevant batch master. Okay, a single unit batch differs from other batches. Okay, or sorry, actually one single batch, right? Actually, which is having a unique batch number, which is different from the other batches, right? In for as a single unit batch indicator is set relevant for the batch masters. That is what they are saying is a unique batch number. So even though the material and everything is different, but having a different batch number, then actually it is having unique batch indicator identificator. So that actually easily business can process all these things during the cutting operation. There may be many changes to the quantity of single unit batches for this material. These changes in quantity, however, only affect the unaccountable unit of measure such as meter, square meter, kilogram, right? So these are the unit of measure. The quantity in piece is always either 0 or 1. That is quite complex. I mean, quite understood. The use of single unit batches helps the user to ensure that a roll which is always represents one piece, right? One piece means one unit is not inadvertently split into number of batches. Example, during stock transfer or a partial withdrawals from the paper roll, right? These are the important things. This enables the user to ensure that role is always a unique batch. That is what they are calling. I mean, this is specific to some industry sectors. I mean, not essential for all the sectors. This is mainly for mill industries normally. So it is necessary to identify materials or means of transportation, right? That will help to track and trace the material. User can supply a piece of numbers for roll cores in the foil industry, paper rolls in the paper industry. That's what they are saying. User can map these item number as a single unit batches. There is only one roll of piece per batch. That is important. We need to keep in mind. So next characteristic will be batch determination and quantity proposal. So batch determination is used in inventory management, production, sales and distribution, warehouse management, right? So it is used to select batches and allocate the same in the manufacturing order or in an outbound delivery or in a goods issue or goods transfer in the inventory management. So batch determination in the outbound delivery is done within the batch split functionality through a batch search strategy, right? We need to have a batch search strategy, batch classification, batch determination. All these things will come. So selection, cache, and sort rule. So these are all, is a part of batch management configuration. So there are SAP standards in IS mill specific batch determination. Batch determination routine in delivery for quantity proposal. The quantity is fulfilled from the first available open batch quantity from the top of the list of batches displayed. In case of partial fulfillment, then the remaining requirement quantity shall move to the next available open quantity, and this shall continue until the balance open quantity is exhausted. The batches can also be sorted based on the date of manufacture or date of goods receipt. Okay, so the delivery related trading unit of change, that is simply called DTUC, and mill cut process. Okay, IS related, industry specific mill users can use the delivery related trading unit change, that is DTUC, delivery related trading unit change to change the trading unit of batches in accordance with the sales order configuration. With the sales order configuration while an outbound delivery is being processed. Okay, and that's what actually the users within mill industry, right? We will have a delivery related trading unit change which changes the trading unit of batch in accordance with the sales order configuration. While an outbound delivery is being processed, user can also use it to adjust the characteristics value to suit the customer requirements. IS mill can mill in the mill solution can perform all the required activities in I can say delivery related trading unity, such as changing the characteristics value, distributing the quantity of the issuing batch to the new batches, and processing remaining quantities. So the system transfers the delivery related trading unit change relevant characteristics from the configuration of sales order to the stock transport order to the classification of the receiving item and document all the changes in the inventory management material document, which act as a track and trace of the material movements. So that the system generates to enable the tracing of batches. The delivery related trading unit of change, which invokes the mill cut transactions. Mill industry user work with the materials managed in batches. It will often be the case that they do not need to use the whole batch at once, but only part of its sales order, right? So can be utilized. So the rest remains in stock. Okay. So that is called mill cut transactions. Okay, that is important. And reporting, that is reposting in mill cut enables an issuing quantity is distributed to several receiver quantities. IS mill user can deposit or repost the batch stock to the residual posting. Residual posting can be a scrap or a scrap materials or to stock difference. Okay, so these are the important concepts related to the delivery related trading unit in DTUC and the mill cut process. So whatever I am describing here is very specific to the milling industry. Okay, so that is what I am pointing out in the important unique characteristics in milling industry, so that actually SAP can be implemented efficiently. And now we are going to see the global and local items in and sales order and purchase orders. So sales document and purchase orders have several items that differ only in few characteristics. Okay, although most characteristic value assignments for the various items are identical, it is generally necessary to assign values to all the characteristics separately. Okay, there is a very effective, fast and accurate user entry tool, and now characteristic value assignments can be inherited within a sales document by means of a local and global items. The IS mail user can change the characteristic value assignment of the global item. The system shall automatically inherit the change values to the local items of the global item. So we need to, whenever comes a characteristic and class, we have the global and local items, right? And very important thing, actually, we have non-ferrous metal pricing. Okay, non-ferrous metals processing, referred to as simply as NF processing, is concerned with the special features of non-ferrous metal NF metals in pricing. So non-ferrous metal pricing procedure is very important in right? Actually, so because of the very drastic change in the price on day-to-day basis, gold, silver, and I can say copper, titanium, all these things actually the enough non-ferrous metal pricing is very important characteristics to be considered and efficiently to be configured from the side. Okay, when some products are priced, example aluminum or copper cable, problems may arise because the prices of the individual components such as copper, aluminum fluctuate widely. Day to day it will vary. Such components are traded on the stock bar metal exchanges, right? They are having say London metal of London stock bar metal exchanges organization can determine the price on day-to-day basis. So based on that, the copper cable, aluminum, gold, silver, platinum, everything, the cost is determined. So it is fluctuating one day, and it will increase or decrease on particular date. So the current market rates are stored in the system. The logistic process are designed to enable the system to react to the price fluctuations entered in the SAP system for a milling industry. So non-ferrous processing also includes special types of pricing such as a coverage, that is bulk agreement, and provisions of material by customers in sales and distribution and in purchasing, all these things. Okay. Say I can say the provision of material by customers in sales and distribution and in purchasing. Okay. In non-ferrous metal processing, the IS mill user can take account of various pricing arrangements and settlements methods such as coverage and provisions of materials or components. The system controls the selected settlement method using the rate determination key. Various rate determination routines are used in price determination, right? That's what I'm saying. In non-ferrous metal character pricing characteristics very important for milling industry. And now we have reel calculation. Majority of cable customers, right, use a reel calculation to determine the correct reel for a length of a material. The reel calculation determines the optimal combination of cable length and the reel. The combination is optimal. This is case of TNAB, right? Right. I mean, laying copper cable for transmission lines, right? So the combination is optimal when the reel can accommodate the cable length without casing damage. If the reel is too small or too large, the cable and the reel, right, could be damaged. The system determines not only the optimal reel for a specific cable length, but also the smallest possible reel, because this is usually the least expensive. The reel calculation finds a matching reel for the cable based on the reel parameters, that is inner width, outer diameter, core diameter, load capacity. Right? These are the characteristics or parameters for the reel. And cable parameters, that is length, cable diameter, cable weight, and bending factor, how much it is tangible to bend, and various customized settings for the reel calculations. The customer can have alternative reel determination where the system ignores the geometry of the reel. Using the value tables such as variant table, the IS mill system can assign various cable length intervals, various cable length intervals to reel directly. And we have handling unit management factor or characteristics, unique characteristics, very important in case of milling industry. The handling unit management HUM enables the IS milk customer to automatically post packaging materials in an outbound delivery. So the material to be packed, so the packaging material and any auxiliary packaging materials are mapped as a single handling unit HU and are posted together under a single identification number on a goods issue. This is very important for and SD guys, right? Logistic guys. The cable hot roll metal coil must have been physically wound onto the reel, core, drum, or bobbin, and the material number of packaging material must have been saved in the batch characteristics before the handling unit is generated. See, these are very important for the logistic consultant, especially WM, SD guys, and also for the production, PP guys. All these persons, need to track all, these issues, and even actually transportation management or shipment delivery, right? For those guys also, it is important. So that is what cable bar hot roll coil, all hot roll metal coil must have been physically wound onto the reel, core, drum or bobbin, and the material number of the packaging material must have been saved in the batch characteristics before the handling unit is generated. This function is implemented based on the HCM handling unit management packing functions of the SAP standard system. Packaging materials that are used to create a handling unit must have a material master and be suitable for inventory management. Okay, so the stock is reduced accordingly when goods issue is posted for the delivery, right? So since handling units are nestable, we have nested handling units in practice, right? So the IS, I mean, or a mill user can you optimize can utilize the nested handling units. For example, map the wrapped reels as a HU at the lowest level. They can also pack the wound reels, coils, rolls, drums, or bobbin for delivery in other handling unit by using the additional packaging materials, right? For example, pallet and containers and auxiliary packing materials. So these are the importance in case of a handling unit is considered in the mill industry. Next, we have steel products and non-ferrous metal specific packages. So SAP have provided within S/4HANA the standard mill product on non-ferrous relevant enough relevant specific packages which are designed to help developers encapsulate, modularize, decouple units in the SAP system. Package consists of business objective, dictionary objects, and class library programs, function groups include transactions, message class, area menu, stitch framework objects, and enhancement. SAP Mill product package is so-called to remember slash SAP MP slash star, and non-ferrous metal packages you can search using in SAP using slash NFM slash star. So the mill products and non-ferrous metals customers can customize their business requirement within these permitted packages. So whatever changes or configurations or enhancement related to mill products can be saved in SAP MP, and the non-ferrous metal packages can be stored in NFM package. So the SAP has provided the standard packages, right? So for storing the business requirements with the permitted packages, you can see in SAP S4 HANA SAP systems. Mill product finished goods production planning and detailed scheduling within the SAP S/4HANA. So for finished goods in mill product, we have production planning and then detailed scheduling, right, within SAP S/4HANA. So PP/DS supports certain industry-specific functions such as order combinations where multiple orders going through the same operation can be combined. A new order is created to simplify and optimize the planning and execution process. Mill products, that is DIMP, are the part of the SAP S/4HANA core. PPDS can be used to leverage the industry functions in SAP S/4HANA, which can be further optimized using PP/DS planning and scheduling functions. Okay, the SAP PP/DS on SAP S/4HANA can perform characteristic dependent planning, so-called CDP. It is possible to drive planning dependent component within the same characteristic values, so they are netted against the demand elements that have a characteristic value assigned to each of them. So the PPDS dependent planning makes it possible to ensure that characteristics matching is possible. To make sure the characteristic matching is executed during the planning. Okay, and new receipt elements are created to fulfill the demands of the requirement elements within the characteristics. If there are no existing receipts within the same characteristics value available to fulfill the demand. So this is about the PPDS functionality in SAP S/4HANA for the finished goods mill products. Okay, so these are the important characteristics, and here actually I like to cover what are the possible SAP mill solution coverage for the mill industry purpose, right? So for forest products, we have solid wood, plywood, practical board. That's what I said. Actually, these are covers under the SAP mill solution. So the forest products are be covered, right? For the mill solution, which SAP S/4HANA is covering. And then we have pulp and paper industry where brown paper, fine paper, hygiene can be manufactured. When coming to packaging industry, so SAP S/4HANA with mill solution will cover paper packaging, plastic packaging, aluminum packaging, glass packaging. These are covered under the packaging industry. And when coming to mining and non-ferrous metal industry, we have mining solution, that is copper, aluminum, iron, steel, or lot of things. I mean, these are non-ferrous. Ferrous material is actually iron, all these things, and it is non-ferrous, copper and aluminium. And primary metals, that is flat steel, long steel, aluminium. These are considered the primary metals which can be covered under the SAP S4HANA mill solutions. Okay, and then fabricated metals and cables, say metal service centers, cables. Those are considered or manufactured using the SAP mill solution coverage. And now, I mean, then cement and concrete industry. So we have cement, ready mix concrete, concrete products and aggregate products. So let me cover all this actually, the cement industry coverage, all these things, right? I will definitely cover in my videos, actually in YouTube videos. Definitely I will do that. And then in building products, we have bathroom tiles, I mean bathroom related, that so-called actually modular kitchens, right? Bathroom products, windows, ceramics, flooring, that is tiles, right? And roofing, furniture, those covers building products which can be manufactured using SAP mill product solution, I mean as established by the SAP packages. And then textile industry, so we have yarns, fibers, fabric, right? And then actually carpet and rugs, those are covered with the I mean below the textile industry within the scope of SAP mill product solutions. Okay, so this is very quite interesting, and we can see a lot of benefits within that. Okay, so with this, I mean, with this part actually, I am completing my first part of, mill product solutions, right? So next, in my next video, we will cover the key business innovations in SAP enterprise management, right? In especially in mill industry, and what are the solutions, SAP solution for that, and then actually we can see the important functionalities, that is stronger supply chain capabilities, extended inventory management functionality, improved sales and procurement features, improved manufacturing features, which SAP mill industry will consider, right? So how to optimize that, and then actually the results of implementing SAP S4 HANA in a mill industry. So we can see in my next part or a second part of um, SAP solution, SAP S4 solution for the mill industry. Thanks for watching my videos and continuous support. This is GV Shivakumar signing off.